Hi there, coming in hot with some sort of meta video here, kind of introspective, self-aware-ish video. So, I just woke up from like a 2-hour nap. I've started going to sleep at like 8 p.m., napping 2 hours, getting up at like 10 p.m., then going to sleep again at like 2 a.m. I miss back when I could just go to sleep at like 3 a.m. Those were the good old days. But I'm really tired for whatever reason as of late. My sleep schedule's all messed up. And I don't really like sleeping. So, anyway, that's besides the point. It's probably good for me to sleep. But this video is not about that. This video is about my recent video, Romance, What's Up With That? Which I noticed got like 200 views in the first day. It got like, 220 views. And it might not seem like a lot, if you're Mr. Beast or whatever, but to me, on average, that's a pretty damn good video. You get like 200 views in the first day. Not too many of my videos push those kinds of numbers, and it's been a pretty dry spell recently. My videos have just gotten like 20 views each for a couple of months. I imagine ever since I said I was leaving YouTube and not making videos anymore. That was, like 3 months ago. So I imagine a lot of people sort of lost interest or just kind of forgot I exist or whatever. Which is to be expected. That was a dumb move in hindsight, because it didn't even make any sense. But anyway, so my asexual video did really good, and it got like 250 views, and I'm not quite sure that I'm feeling too good about that, because I feel like I'm being kind of nudged to typecast, to like just make a specific type of video. And when I make like a fun music video or something, nobody really cares about that. But then when I make this like 10+ minute asexual rant, everyone likes that. But kind of the issue, and as much as I agree with basically everything I say in that video, I'm hyperbolic at points. I'm a little excessive. I make exaggerative remarks for comedic effect. I don't even know if I'm that funny. I have yet to see exactly how effective my comedic stylings are, but it's just basic observational comedy from a sort of aromantic point of view. Point being, I am mostly serious about what I say in that video. Like, romance does suck, and it does like make my life a lot harder and more difficult and all that. But at the same time, I do feel that whenever I mention asexuality or aromanticism to people, to the vast majority of people, not on the internet, mind you, but like, out in the world, out in the wider world, like face to face, they have like no idea what I'm talking about, and I really alienate so many people by saying that I can't feel romantic attraction or sexual attraction. It's just a very alienating thing to bring up, but I feel the need to now, because I'm at a point where I assume like people kind of have romantic or sexual tension, or like it just ruins everything. I do think oftentimes about a world where everyone's just like platonic. It'd be so chill. Everyone could just cooperate and get shit done. But at the same time, I think it's worth saying that, I don't know, I just feel so fucking extreme as of late. Like denouncing all of romance, that's an absurd position to take, and I don't think the vast majority of people, especially those caught in the throes of romantic flings or whatever, are really capable of critically examining like the romantic hegemony and systems of power, and how romance ties into capitalism or whatever, all this like high-minded academic stuff, which, mind you, is not even what I really give a shit about. It just makes my life lame. But I just feel like the average person isn't really capable of critically examining romance as a subject, or questioning why they have it. Like, I've been around people who dislike stuff like, for instance, William S. Burroughs' Naked Lunch, H.R. Giger's Alien. I really like this stuff. I happen to really enjoy it because, like, it deconstructs the act of sex. Like, what is sex? Why do we have it? And I find all this really interesting and compelling from, like, both a science fiction point of view and just from, like, a philosophical point of view. You can tell that H.R. Giger thought about sex in ways that the average person does not, and channels that a lot into his art. There's like fucking pregnant aliens giving birth to fucking pyramids that give birth to fucking, guns or whatever. Just like all this kinds of deranged shit. But the average person, if they see an alien, and I think this is really sad, but I'm kind of convinced, if they just see an alien, just like out and about, they're probably just like, ooh, hot. Oh yeah, impregnate my throat, Mr. Alien. Yeah. I just feel like a lot of people, especially people that I actually know, would just be like, yeah, that's hot. Oh damn. Oh daddy, impregnate my throat. Instead of viewing what the alien does as like grotesque, I think H.R. Giger had a certain revulsion to the sexual process, which I think is like a somewhat healthy and intriguing instinct to have. I'm not disgusted by sex. I'm just very apathetic and indifferent to it, and no one's ever really asked me if I want to have it. I don't even know if I can have it. For the record, if anyone was wondering, I'm not even sure if biologically I can have it, but hey, I don't know. I'll probably never know. Anyway, but I just find it interesting that an asexual video would do so good, like, here on the internet, but then, out and about in the actual world, I am slowly alienating, like, everyone I know by saying, don't, romance is stupid, don't have a girlfriend or whatever. It really just alienates everyone I mentioned to about how, like, you don't need to have a romantic relationship necessarily in life, and it can kind of, you can just kind of coast. And every time I just think, like, have I been blessed with this inordinately fantastic will or something? I don't want to use the term blessed, because I think that's fucking cheeseball. I don't believe there's a God, so I don't believe anyone can, like, bless me or whatever. Have I been afforded this inordinately strong will? Like, do I have that strong a will? Because generally I think I lack impulse control. Like, I lack, if I see a buffet, I'm like, ooh damn, I want to stuff my face with fat. I want to glom down these jellos, please. But, like, what is it with sex where everyone's just like, yeah, I need this? And it just makes me feel like some kind of, like, extremely strong-willed person. I don't know. It's very bizarre. Because I don't think I have a very strong will in the vast, vast majority of areas. But in terms of having sex, yeah, I could go all day without having that, without even really crossing my mind. I just sleep and write most of the time. And I'm very tired currently, because I think part of it is I've written like 74,000 words over the past 7 months, and that'll tax you. My new novel's out, if anyone wants to read it. But, yeah, that will tax you, to write 74,000 words. It'll tax you way more than sex. It really is like a tax on the mind. There's only so much energy that can be expended out. But I'm glad I did. It was kind of worth it. I'm just very tired now. The creative process is, I think, more involved and more demanding than sex. And I think sex is kind of a waste of the creative process, and it could be painting. I don't know. I just like painting. I don't care about having. I don't get what it is with sex. But point being, I just feel kind of like I'm being typecast. I don't know. I have to wonder, and I do have to mention this. Apologies to any, ace viewers out there, because I guarantee I'm as fucking A-row as it gets. But I do have to wonder, like, how much overlap, and this is a question that I really find concerning. How much overlap is there between like actual asexual people? This is worth being concerned about. This is probably a question that people should ask themselves. And thank gosh, I still have some modicum of self-awareness to ask this. How much of asexuals are like, actual people who just do not care about having sex and don't, or repulsed by it or whatever, sex negative, sex neutral, sex positive, whatever. How many actual incels try and identify as asexual to worm their way into LGBTQ? This is an interesting issue, actually. It's worth considering, because I fucking hate incels. I can't fucking stand these people. And I've noticed that as my rhetoric has become more extreme, like I've taken things to their logical extreme, where now I'm just like, why can't everyone just stop having... I don't know. I don't want to denounce all romance. That seems like an absurd position. I don't want to denounce all sex. But if it causes like such an inordinate amount of stress in my life, I am going to have to like stop thinking about it or being around it so much, because it does just make me feel like shit. But like, how closely tied is asexuality to extremism, and how many incels have infiltrated the ranks? I don't know. It might just be paranoid thought, but I can't imagine there's not a single incel who at one point in time hasn't, in bad faith, called themselves asexual when actually they just like, people just hate them. I hate it. I hate incels. I don't like incels. The whole concept is just fucking stupid. Like, this is the thing, is incels want to, like, sex, they want a romantic or sexual partner or whatever, and they just pretend like it's not their fault that they can't have that, and I think that's fucking stupid. It obviously is your fault. If you want romance or sex, believe me, coming from an asexual, they're not in short supply. You can just hire a fucking prostitute, it's not difficult. But to act like you're the victim or something is like really lame. And I have to kind of wonder, where's the line drawn between people who are actually kind of on the end of marginalization and erasure, like asexuals? Where do you draw the line between that and a group that just feigns marginalization but is actually like full of some of the most toxic, creepy, weird fucking people possible, like fucking incels? So again, I just absolutely can't stand, not least because they make everything about my life more difficult, because I'm like, no one even understands what asexuality is, and if I get too extreme, if I get too heated on a subject like romance, if I even question it, if I even dare to question it, then someone's like, "Oh, you're just mad because you don't get the sex, Nick," which is an actual argument I've had here on the internet. Like, "Oh, you don't get bitches, man." Like, I don't want bitches. I just don't care about any of that. I don't see why anyone has to do any of that. It makes no sense to me. But yeah, I worry a lot about incels. I don't like incels at all. And the other thing is, like, people accuse me of just saying I'm asexual for popularity or something, which, you know, maybe is true on the internet. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of ace people outside Denver who can relate and connect with my content and feel less alone, and that's nice. You know, it's consoling some people, but I really want some friends in Denver who, like, get it. I'm kind of tired of, like, Denver being so fucking romance heavy and dating heavy. I read an article in Westward about how, like, Denver's called Minver, because there's, like, apparently just a bunch of single guys here, and all these women flock here to take advantage of that. Take notice, gals. If you show up here in Denver expecting me to have sex with you, you're gonna be in for a surprise. We're just gonna go to the movies, and then I'll take you home and walk and talk, and that'll be the day, and that's as far as it'll go. But yeah, I guess that kind of contributes to it. That there's like this whole, like, dating thing and culturally in Denver. I don't know. But it's not for popularity. People don't even know what it is most of the time. I talk to, like, trans people who are like, my partner does so-and-so, and I'm like, oh, I'm asexual. I don't really care what your partner does. I don't understand why people have partners. But I feel like as a trans person, it's weird that you wouldn't know what asexuality was. On the other hand, I don't think as gay or trans or lesbian or anything really you can adequately relate to what it's like to be asexual. So not only am I alienated from everyone who's straight, also everyone who's LGBTQ, because they want to have sex. And if I was like, I'm gay and I have a bunch of gay sex, then that's, you know, very popular. Everyone likes that. People can get behind that. But if I just say, I'm asexual, I don't like sex, sex is lame. I mean, really, who's the audience for that? It just alienates everyone. Nobody really likes hearing about how sex is like a fictive construct that's, or whatever, which I don't even necessarily know if I believe. I've never even had it, so I don't even know. I have no fucking idea what it even is, really, so... don't take your advice from me, please. And it's nice that my videos blow up, but I wanted to make videos about stuff other than asexuality, and I don't know, I just need to create, like, something cool, like music videos and shit, and, like, songs and shit. I don't know. I just feel less creative the more I talk about this stuff. I still talk about it, but, I mean, I'm so sick of it, because it's just like, I don't know. It's worth considering with an ounce of critical thought, is all I'm saying. So, anyway, yeah, word to the wise, here from the silent vigil, yeah. Just acing it up here at Nicholas Comics HQ. Okay, thanks for watching. None of this meant anything. Sporsh.